Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get all 12 of the ending notes in the latest variant dungeon, Alo Alo Island. Now you're going to need all 12 of these notes in order to actually finish the quest line revolved around this dungeon, and you'll also get a mount when you actually get the 12th note. This is going to be this pixie that'll fly you around as you do fancy poses. So now that I've properly motivated you, let's quickly rattle through most of these, as only one of them in particular is complicated, as per usual. So our first 4 paths are really simple. First, you're going to want to go down the left path at the start. Now, as a reminder, there is some variance before the first boss that you're going to encounter, regardless of paths, but any decision that you make before the first boss does not in any way affect the ending path you are going to get. So whatever version of the boss you fight on this path or any of the other ones doesn't matter. So we're not going to be talking about that much this video, minus this disclaimer. After you clear the first boss and another trash pull, Matsuya is going to ask you if he can stop to fish. For paths 1 and 2, do not let him stop fishing. Instead, you're going to have to interact with the pile of logs that's on the left as soon as it's available, and then you'll come to the decision that matters next. You're going to see a Lalafell treasure hunter being attacked by several enemies. Fortunately, this is the only decision you really have to make from this point. If you want to get your path 1 ending note, simply don't save him, just watch the monsters, reduce his HP to 0, and then you can finish the dungeon. For path 2's note, you do want to save him, and then that will get you that note. Now for path 3, I think you can see where this is going. When Matsuya stops and asks you to fish, instead, let him fish. This will cause time to pass and the tides to raise, and then you'll be able to walk across a bunch of boxes on the right-hand side. For your decision here, it's a choice between interacting with a pile of sand or a pile of rocks. For path 3, interact with the pile of sand on the right side of the sandbar. And for path number 4, interact with the pile of rocks. Now once you have all 4 of those done, we can move on to the middle path, which will be handling paths 5 through 8. Now there is some slightly different stuff here. It's at least a little more complicated than 1 through 4, but not by much. So for ending number 5, you're going to want to progress through the middle, and honestly, you just play through the dungeon. Just kill every mob as it pops up, go to the end boss, and defeat it. Simple as that. For path number 6, you're going to progress normally like you did for path number 5, but on the second and third trash pull, you're going to have to kind of wander off to the side. You'll see these bushes over here, as you see on the screen, and when you run through these, there's actually armadillos at the end of these tree branches. Just walk up to them, they'll get scared and run away. You have to do this, like I said, around the second and third trash pull. You need to scare all of the packs of armadillos, and once you've done that, just progress to the final boss, and ending number 6 will be all set. Now for path number 7 and 8, it's a little bit more complicated, so unless you've been reading your notes up to this point, you might not have figured this one out on your own. Right after you defeat the first boss, there's going to be a trash pull with 1 treant and 4 crawlers. First, kill the treant, single target it down, and make sure that it is the first thing to die. Then you're going to see this ground rune over here. It's a little hard to make out, but it's basically right where the treant was standing when you actually pulled this pack. You're going to want to kill all 4 crawlers within that ground rune. It's very important that you make sure they are all actually inside of it, because every time they die, you're going to see it light up, letting you know that you did the correct thing. Once all 4 crawlers die in that ground rune, it's going to send you down an alternate path. As you get to the final trash pull on this alternate path, you'll notice there's a Miqo'te that's hiding off to the side at some point. If you decide not to look at them, not to target them, and not to hit them at all, then that will get you to path number 7. You'll have to deal with a few more trash mobs, but that's no big deal. However, for path number 8, just make sure to go over there and give them a quick hit. They'll run off scared, and bam, now you have 8 of your endings done. Finally, we go down the right path. 3 of these endings are fairly easy, and the final one is the secret one, so that's going to take a while to explain. So for path number 9, just go to the right, and after the first boss, a pixie will approach you, Stat Ice. When they ask you if you want to go to the treasure, just simply say yes. Follow the path down, fall for all their tricks, kill all the enemies, and when you defeat the boss, path number 9 will be done. For paths number 10 and 11, when you get to the pixie, say no to them 3 times in a row. This will force Matsuya to open up an alternate route where you can get these extra endings. Once Matsuya opens the path, progress until you get to a part that has a bunch of treasure chests. Now for ending number 10, simply don't interact with any of the treasure chests and finish the dungeon. For path number 11, interact with any of them and you'll be forced to fight. Once you do that and finish the dungeon, you're all set for ending 11. Now, while you were running through path number 10 and 11, you probably got suspicious about what path number 12 would be, as you had to run past these statues right after you made the decision with the treasure chest. This is indeed where we're going to unlock the secret ending. So for path number 12, go down the right path, say no to the pixie 3 times, and just ignore the chest. It doesn't matter, it's an irrelevant decision, but there's no point in fighting the extra mobs. When you get to this room, you're going to have to perform 3 separate rituals for each of the statues in order to activate them. Fortunately, if you screw any of these up, you can simply try again. So don't start the whole dungeon over, just try your best and get it done as quickly as possible. So our first ritual is going to be the ritual of the bird. So go stand in front of the bird statue, as you see me doing here, and then /say, "O dancer of the skies, comma, hear me, period." Yes, I'm going to put the ritual stuff in the description of the video so you can copy and paste it. And yes, all of the punctuation and capitalization does indeed matter. After typing that, you will get the buff to let you know you've started the ritual, and then you need to /blowkiss. And finally, you need to walk around the center of the room clockwise 1 time until you're back at the bird statue, and then dance right in front of it. You can also Thavnarian dance, but there's no point in doing that, just /dance. This will complete the first ritual. Ritual number 2 is going to be in front of the whale statue. For this one, you're going to say, "O messenger from beyond the horizon, comma, hear me, period." After that, you're going to walk around the middle clockwise twice until you get back to the whale, and then go counterclockwise once until you're back at the whale. Then simply dance and ritual number 2 is done. Finally, we have ritual number 3 in front of the turtle statue. For this one, start the ritual by saying, "O wayfarer of land and sea, comma, hear me, period." Then you're going to walk around the middle section counterclockwise twice, and when you get back to the turtle statue, simply bow, and all 3 rituals will be completed. This will open an alternate path at the base of this sort of little prayer area, and you can ride it down like a slide into the secret ending. However, you're not technically done. There is one more thing you need to do, and this you could potentially screw up, but you won't because you can clearly listen to me right now. So you're going to have to fight a trash pack, and during that trash pack, the Roegadyn treasure hunter is going to follow behind. When you kill him, he's going to drop a sack, and that's going to have 3 statues in it: a sparrow, a turtle, and a whale. You're very quickly going to notice as you progress forward that there are 3 separate places that you can put these statues. As you're running down this bridge, simply place the statues in the following order: the sparrow at the first one, the whale at the second one, and the turtle at the third. Do this, and when you progress to the very end of the path, you will meet the final secret boss, and you will have all 12 endings done. Once all 12 endings are done, you will get the achievement for your mount, so go ahead and grab that. But you can also head over to Thavnair itself at Yedilmad and do the final quest just to wrap up this story. You'll get a bunch of lore from all the notes, so make sure to actually read those, as those actually gave you hints specifically about these rituals. Very important that it lays out all the rituals verbatim in those notes. But of course, finishing the story for the lore about this island, about the bosses, all of that is well and enough worth it. So with that, you've now got all 12 paths of Alo Alo Island complete. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, I bid you adieu. Bye-bye.